Right on the button there tonight, 6:30 p.m. We're live. What you've got us for the next hour or so as we'll look back on the FA Cup and look forward to the Premier League fixtures. 60 seconds as always to grab yourselves a cup and get comfortable. You're about to listen to the best crack in the Northeast with Melly and Gary. See you in 60. Gary, how are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Good. We're gonna change that intro video, like, because I don't even have them on there. Got that done when we were first starting out. Yes, so as we strive to grow our podcast, you can help us with a retweet, share on all social medias, especially TikTok. Have you seen that post I put out tonight? We need 1,000 subscribers so we can start going live on there. And now Mickey C doesn't like TikTok, like, but it's proven kind of popular with us, like in a Gary, like we've hit like 500,000 people in a month or something. Any errors?
Aye, I'm just trying to get sorted here. Aye. No, yes. It's good, especially like the Liverpool video that you put with the rain coming through. That people didn't really know because the thing, Old Trafford's the only one that leaks, but it appears so does Anfield. And that got, I think it was 123,000 views, didn't it?
I think everywhere a leak, you know, like with the kind of rain that we had. Everywhere a leak. It's just, you know, it's a building at the end of the day, an open building, let's say. So Gary, we had the FA Cup this week. We'll flick through the results until we come to the ones that really matter. Like Man United. Sheffield United Thursday night. Sheffield United 0, Cardiff 1, Everton 2, Peterborough 0. Darren Ferguson not giving Young a run out. What do you think of that?
I mean, they were out of the game, really. I mean, so I don't know. It would have been nice to see him get a run out, but you can see I don't know. Was it 1-0 until like late on? Did he think maybe they still had a chance and like he couldn't have changed it, or I don't know.
1-0, they're chasing the game. They took the striker on, but what my defense is, before that they put on two people in like the position he can play. If he's good enough to be on the bench, then surely he's good enough to like come on. That was my point. And like you've gone down in history, and that's saying, don't be stupid. You're getting sentimental. Like, you know, like it's we're chasing the game. We could stay in the FA Cup, and my argument back was, I get that. I totally get it. But if he's good enough to be on your bench, he should be good enough to come on. You've literally had the chance to be part of history, to be in, like, for people to recognize you, like, for years and years and years to come, because you were the team that made that happen. Now, like, yes, about now, but this time next week, you'll be forgetting about it again. You'll go back to being little old Peterborough, whereas they had the opportunity to gain a lot of interest, possibly even some TV deals. It's a massive, massive thing, man. Father against son in the football professional world. What's your chances of it happening again? Probably Ronaldo, you know, like, but that'll be on Saudi Arabia.
It's either that or Ashley Young just gives Everton up at the end of the season and goes and enjoys Peterborough.
Aye.
That's
an option, like. But anyway, Everton win 2-0. The last game on Thursday was Fulham. The hammered Watford 4-1. Fast forward to Friday, there was a couple of games. Wickham beat Portsmouth 2-0. And Aston Villa beat West Ham 2-1. That result, although it sounds like, you know, Aston Villa, you know, they're continuing a good run of form. West Ham were massively unlucky, in my opinion. They were winning 1-0. And then a couple of dubious decisions, like somebody takes a shot, it doesn't hit anybody, and the referee gives a corner. Aston Villa score from that resulting corner.
It was ridiculous that it wasn't even within like 2 or 3 yards of the player, was it? And the referee was like right on the ball. Like, I don't know how he gave that. Like you say, they did get things wrong, but like it was unbelievable that it wasn't even close. And then, like you say, for them to score from it, right? They seem to be at the minute, like they really do.
Roger scores 5 minutes after that equaliser. Villa's obviously
that was a decent goal.
Momentum then.
It was a decent goal. He's a good player. Him, I like him.
So Villa gone through, and then Saturday, flick through these because there's quite a few. Birmingham beat Lincoln 2-1. Newcastle obviously have drawn Birmingham in the next round at Birmingham. Bristol City 1, Wolves 2. Local team Middlesbrough go out to Blackburn 1-0. Liverpool took half an hour to break the ice. Diego Jota scores and they end up beating Accrington 4-0. Leicester absolutely smashed QPR, who Man United's drawn in the next round. Leicester, welcome back Ruud van Nistelrooy to the theatre of dreams. Bournemouth 5, West Brom 1. Brentford 0, Plymouth 1. That was a surprise.
It was, wasn't it? You didn't see that coming. I mean, they're just getting rid of Rooney, haven't they? I think Brentford. The thing is with Brentford, right? They're never going to do anything like the Premier League, really, or they're always going to be that team that's there about like mid-table, I would say. That, like, for their fans, for them to put a weekend team with, I think it's crazy. Like, that's probably their only realistic chance, starting the Carabao Cup, getting like a good cup run, getting a Wembley, a deal for the fans. Like, other than that, you've just got your games in the Premier League. I cannot see why they didn't have a go at it, because they're a decent side.
You'd think they would go on a cup run, like you said. You know what I mean? They've got,
it gives the fans something to look forward to, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and that's probably why we've seen piss poor attendances. Especially from Sunderland, that is absolutely disgraceful. That
Sheffield United was the same, wasn't it?
Who?
Sheffield United we'll look at that one as well. That was
absolute joke. And that's probably why, because they're thinking, well, they're just going to put like a second string squad out. We're not wasting my day and my money. So that's just as much to blame. Chelsea 5, Morecambe 0. Absolutely hammered them. Exeter 3, Oxford United 1. Norwich 0, Brighton 4. Nottingham Forest continue their good run. They beat Luton 2-0. Reading 1, Burnley 3. Sunderland gone out to Stoke after extra time. Stoke score late on. It's 2-1. Leeds scraped by Harrogate 1-0 in what was the derby. Although Leeds did batter them, but still 1-0, still a pretty good scoreline for Harrogate. Like
it is.
Man City 8, Salford 0. Coventry 2, Sheffield 1. Then yesterday, Hull 1, Doncaster 2. And then this one, Tamworth 0, Tottenham 3. So the end of 90 minutes, it's now teaching against the extra time. And that's when Tottenham grabbed 3 goals. But this is the argument. If there was replays, Tamworth have new getting themselves replay at Tottenham Hotspur, and they would have gotten a lot of revenue in there, mate, which would have seen them through the next few seasons, and that's been took away from them. On the other hand, it's gone straight to extra time and penalties. It's decided there and then, so people are saying it's better. But what is better, in your opinion? What's better? Do you think like these teams, like they've stuck it out for 90 minutes, they've getting that draw, they're going to take it back to a big stadium, a little old club, getting a load of revenue? Or do you think just settle it on the day and it is what it is?
I think that they should definitely get the replay. It's the reason this is happening is because obviously the congestion of games. I mean, you're getting so much more international games, which I mean, the majority of people, me included, I hate the international breaks. I don't mind the big tournaments and stuff, but all these games, the European leagues or whatever they're called. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. But they're playing like games every other month. Basically, you're lining the pockets of these, like the FA and obviously like the Spanish FA. It's just pure greed, because, like you say, that one game for Tamworth, that might set them up for like the next 10 years or something. Like getting that one cup draw. I mean, and then you look at Newcastle. The chance of, like, say that had went a replay, Bromley, that set them teams up like that for the next 20 years. So I definitely, but it's pure greed by like the FA and that to put these extra games in, so then they haven't got the capacity to fit them in on a weekend, either for the replay. That's what it is. It just comes to pure greed.
Yeah, I think that it should definitely 100% be replayed. But like you say, congestion. You know what? Like, I'm not even going to get into an argument, because my opinion on it. It's like, these are ultimate professionals. Rotate your squad. You've got big enough squads. Like the big squads, rotate them. But it means that much to win stuff. Like managers are losing their jobs. They're scared to drop their main players to rotate the squad. Amorim's a total breath of fresh air. He's not. He will change it. He does change it. We'll come to that. Crystal Palace beat Stockport just 1-0. Good effort that from Stockport. Eze scores in the 4th minute. I mean, they were battered, like 75% possession. But still not a bad result for little old Stockport. They did better than Salford, that's for sure. Ipswich 3, Bristol Rovers 0. Southampton 3, Swansea 0. Newcastle 3, Bromley 1. Surprisingly, Bromley take the lead 1-0. Could and should have went 2-0 up. They didn't. Lewis Miley scores. And what will you know? Little old Bromley, St. James's Park, in front of 54,000 people or whatever, are holding the mighty Newcastle to the 1-1 draw at half time. Like,
it's great, and that's what it's about. The FA Cup, though, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's what it's about. To get a chance to like play in front of them sorts of like them sorts of attendances. It's meant for them. Like I say, he's I think one of them was a plumber or something. He's way back to work the day, and him that scored or whatever. It's meant. It's class.
I mean, we're in a group chat with the lads, and they said like, I was started off like we were second string squad out. So let us name that squad. What we're drawing at half time. Dubravka nets, Trippier at right back, Sean Kelly in the middle, Target at left back. Then you've got a midfield of Joe Linton, Longstaff, and Miley, with Almiron, Osula, and Barnes on the bench. Half time, Eddie makes a substitution, brings on Anthony Gordon and Bruno, takes off Harvey Barnes and Joe Linton. Like for like, I would say. Not a lot of difference between the players that come on. Newcastle get a penalty. Gordon scores it. That's it. And then it's a cracking goal from Osula. I don't know if you've seen it or not. 3-1, game over. But I think Bromley can be massively proud of themselves. Like, like we've just been saying there, they'll get a hell of a payday from that. Hell of a payday. And great support from the 3,000 travelling fans. Bromley to take 3,000 fans. It's absolutely amazing. Up northeast, they're from London, aren't they?
Aye, that's what it's about, though, isn't it? The FA Cup. That's why people love it. Like you want that fairy tale, don't you? But
just looking here, Gary, the capacity at the home ground is 5,000.
So they've took like a big section of that.
Aye,
mint, absolutely mint,
absolutely fantastic. Just so you get a feeling of where they're at. The last game they got beat 4-1 off Crewe. The last league game. They're sitting 12th in League 2. So next year they could be playing Ashington. Just so you get like a kind of, where they are.
Oh, aye.
Like they would draw them in Newcastle at home.
It's half time.
Aye. But hey, that didn't stop the boys in the 6-a-side group, did it? Getting at us, seeing like we were lucky in that, and we'll roll on here. We'll go down to the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Shit first half. Me and he both said they've got to change something here because we're going to get beaten for different. Second half, they come with all guns blazing. I thought they must have had a good target in half time. And Dalot gets a stupid yellow card just after half time. But then Bruno Fernandes from a Garnacho break crossed it across. Fernandes buries it. Class. Then again, the goalkeeper makes a stupid kick. He done quite a few of them yesterday. Comes out. It's a 50-50. And he doesn't even catch him, Dalot. Have you seen the replay?
Yeah, no.
He slides in, and he's like, it's a yellow card. Aye. So, like, he gets sent off. Your backs are against the wall. Like 2 minutes after that, Gabriel, or whatever you call him, scores. It's ones each. I'm thinking, we're going out here. A lot of dubious decisions from the referee. A lot. Like a hell of a lot. Including this one with Harry Maguire. Kai Havertz, like he's defending the ball. That's what he's doing. He's defending the ball, and he gans out, and the Man United player's gone absolutely mental. I think Ugarte and nuts him. Garnacho's got him by the throat. They're getting sent off if we've got VAR. That's how bad it was. But they were really, like they were pissed off. And then what a save from Bayinda. Getting the extra time. It's ones each. He changed.
Then we had a couple of good chances.
We
had a couple of good chances. At that time, Zirkzee could have maybe scored. Like, we were still in the game. We were breaking, and we kept the route. Some mint last-ditch defending that Delict. He came with nowhere, didn't he?
Absolutely, classmate. I thought it was just ready for Trossard just to tap it in. But I tell you what, I've watched this back today, like, the penalties. What on earth is David Raya playing at?
I've got no idea.
Have you seen the worst goalkeeper facing penalties? Have you?
It looks comical, though, doesn't it, when you're watching it?
When you're watching it, you're thinking, what on earth is he doing? Like,
he was jumping before the player even kicked the ball, wasn't he?
Is he doing this on purpose? The players must have been... I bet you fucking Bayinda was saying, can I take one? When they were watching it. But Gallen's saying the Copperberg must have been good if you think that you won 2-1. Well, it does, because you win on penalties, look. It's official, look. The penalties win is like a goal, so you win. So they just put it down as a 2-1 win, Gallen. We won. We're in the hat. That's it. Simple as that. Was it okay for Bruno to dive, though? When did Bruno dive? You know about your Bruno? You always dives.
It must have been when his boot come off, but if he's took his boot off, it was on the edge area, wasn't it? It was obviously doing the other end. We couldn't see, we couldn't see it that much. But I mean, he's lost his boot.
Hello.
So,
hello. Was that Specsavers? Hello. Can you book us an appointment tomorrow for Martin Gallen, please? Cheers. Thank you. 11:30 in the morning, Gallen. Get yourself a Specsavers, son. If you think that was a dive, clearly didn't have football. Ross Barker, that ref was easily the worst ref over the past several years, and that's saying something. Well, it's good of you to say that, mate, because that's coming from a Toon fan. I think it summed it up when Manchester United official account tweeted justice, because they could have gotten done for that. But everybody's seen it. Paddy Power took the piss with the referee. Everybody was taking the mick. So,
Domino's, pizzas and stuff.
Aye, it was absolutely ridiculous. So we'll flick forward to the FA Cup 4th round draw, Gary, and who everybody got. So, FA Cup draw. Man United were drawn at home to Leicester. How do you see that, Gan?
I think 3-0 home win.
3-0 home win. I'm going to go for... I think 2-0. It hasn't got anybody against Leeds here. Are they waiting on their opponents being confirmed? Is that tonight?
I think there's a couple of games like that. I think City's waiting on a couple.
One got postponed, didn't it? And then there was one playing the night, Dagenham or something. Brighton drawn at home to Chelsea.
How
do you see that, guy?
It's a tough place to go for some teams. I'm gonna say Brighton 2-1.
I think I'll mirror you. I think I'll see a 2-1 as well. Exeter, Nottingham Forest.
Forest's in a good run of form. They, like what we were saying before, I mean, I know they're in a bit of a title race, to be fair to them. But I think I cannot see him playing a weekend team in the FA Cup, because I think he'll see that as like an opportunity for silverware, more realistic than the Premier League. So I think they'll put a strong side. I think they'll win 2 or 3-0.
I'm going to go for 3-1. I can see Exeter scoring at least, but I think Forest will be too strong for them. Last year's semi-finalists, Coventry playing Ipswich.
It's tough one for Ipswich to get here, isn't it? I mean, they're fighting for their lives in the Premier League, aren't they? So they might get a strong. I'm going to say a Coventry win.
Aye.
2-1.
2-1. Blackburn and Wolves. No, a good little fixture, that.
It is, Wolves away. I think Wolves will have too much for them, though. 2-0 Wolves.
I'm going to go in for Blackburn 2-1. Fulham awaiting. Birmingham at home to Newcastle. Birmingham, let's just click on this. Birmingham are currently sitting top of Division 1. Scored 41 goals, conceded 17. Let's have a look. Aye, Birmingham are flying here. Like, I mean, Newcastle are flying as well. It's not an easy ground to get to either. Birmingham, that's what I'm saying. It's not as easy as it looks.
No, I still think Newcastle will be way too strong for them. Like, I'm going to say 3-1 Newcastle.
I'm going to go 1-0 Birmingham. Plymouth against Liverpool.
5-0 to Liverpool.
5-0 against Liverpool.
Aye.
I'm going to go...
He'll destroy them, I think.
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool. Everton, Bournemouth.
All Premiership tie, isn't it? Everton, Bournemouth. I'm going to go on a Bournemouth win. I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth.
I think that David Moyes will have a good effect there, mate. I think I can see them going on a run. So I'm going to go in the opposite way. I'm going to go on 2-1 Everton. Probably the tie of the round, to be honest with you. Aston Villa against Spurs.
It should be a good game now. You can see goals in that. I'm going to go a 2-2 draw and then Villa through on pins.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Tottenham win.
2-1 Spurs.
Southampton against Burnley. Good game, isn't it?
It is, aye. Be another close one. 2-1 home win.
2-1 home win. I'm going to go on Burnley. 1-0. Man City. Who's Man City got? Because there's a lot of these not coming up. But they did definitely get somebody.
It was between two teams. I think it was Leyton Orient and someone else, was it?
Oh, fuck. Doncaster Crystal Palace.
Oh. And again, Palace 1-0.
I'm going to go more 3-1, I think. I think they'll score a lot of goals. Stoke are at home to Cardiff.
It's a bit of a poor tie. Again, 1-0 Stoke.
I've gone the opposite way. I'm going to go on Cardiff 1-0. I can see Cardiff having a good little run in this competition. Millwall and Dagenham and Redbridge play the night. Any more? Yeah. Leyton Orient, Derby on Tuesday. Mansfield and Wigan, and Preston and Charlton. So it must be Leyton Orient or Derby that Man City will play.
I think it was. Yeah. I think it was. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's the FA Cup rounded up, but we've got 2 lots of Premier League fixtures to get through because they're playing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Off on Friday, and then straight Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
What do you think? What do you think of Graham Potter getting the West Ham job?
I think he did well. I like him. I've told you that.
Yeah.
I rate him. I just think like he was excellent at Brighton. He was good at Brighton. He took that Chelsea job thinking that he was like, guaranteed success, which has surprised us because he doesn't seem like that kind of bloke. So I was surprised when he took it, and I wasn't surprised when he didn't do very well.
Do you think he maybe thought that he would have like more control over like the transfers and stuff when he went there, and then when he got there, he didn't.
No,
maybe he's got a couple, but
he just bought everybody, didn't he? And said like, have success with that. It's impossible. I think he'll do well. I think West Ham and Everton. I think obviously like a lot of Everton fans are feeling like, well, you shouldn't really go back with your ex kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I can just see him. I don't know. I just think he'll have the connection there. He'll have a few wins, and then that'll be like he's never been away. Everton will be bouncing. They've got new owners coming in, new stadium at the end of the season. They'll get a good little run going here. Maybe it's a little cup run going. And I can just see a bit of a buzz coming around Everton. And I know for sure that Liverpool will wish that they'd played that game when they played it, because I can honestly see an upset in that derby. No, I can. I think you'll see. Maybe it's not next week or the week after. It might take a little bit, but it's gonna be like I can honestly see them turning a corner with Moyes, because he's just out of an army. He's always been that kind of manager, hasn't he? He's not a world beater, but he's not shite. He knows exactly what he's talking about.
And like you say, he does know like the club well, and I think with Moyes, you'll see, he likes to use like the academies and that, doesn't he? So I think you might end up seeing like one or two like young ones coming through, or like coming like into the squad, definitely, because he does seem he done that at when he came into Man United, like he was trying to promote like the younger ones as well, wasn't he? But he does do that
with his daughter. One of our biggest prospects, wasn't he? Galazai. Yeah. Go with Davy Moyes' daughter. But I'm with you there. I think he'll do all right. I think honestly that Everton and West Ham have both made the right decisions, because I like Potter. Potter's obviously getting to where he is, mate, because he studied football in a different country for a lot of years, and he got a team from like division, what we would call the conference, up to winning the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And then came out of Britain with that experience and did well with Brighton. Made a stupid decision joining Chelsea, and he's never been back in management since. So maybe he's took years out to recoup himself, to realize like, where he went wrong and stuff. And I think West Ham will do well with him.
Come back with a bit of a new plan or something, or change a few things. It's good to see two like British managers getting like Premier League jobs and all. So I think they'll both do all right.
Aye. Well, listen, Gary, we've done 28 minutes. We'll hit the adverts quickly. They're 2 minutes and 42 seconds long. Go and grab another drink. We're going to talk all things Premier League after the break. See you in 2 minutes. Cheers. If you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's Carpets in Bed, 63 Station Road in Ashington. Free measures are available daily. You can call 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets in Beds. Laying our reputation, one recommendation at a time. BA Commercials and Northeast Metals Limited, where you can get almost any used car part. The best prices is paid here for scrap vehicles and metals. They have containers to rent short and long term from just £30 per week, as well as plant hire and also commercial buildings for rent. Call during working hours on 07825 405 772. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. CERTAS approved, who specialise in windows, doors, warm roofs, kitchen, conversions, and conservatories. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialise in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email your query to Martin. That's at martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk. or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. And last but not least, most cuts. You can call Lewis on 07519 07787. You can find him on Facebook, and you can also book through the Booksy app. You'll find them down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite Chisholm Bookmakers. Always look fresh when you get cut off Moz. Right, welcome back. We're going to look forward to the Premier League now. Obviously, we've got a double dose of fixtures this week. Starting tomorrow night, Brentford against Man City. How do you see that going, Gary?
Like I said, Brentford rested quite a few at the weekend. Like, so they'll be fresh there. It's not an easy place to get. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Aye. Obviously, City's on a run now. So I think City will win 3-1, mate. I think they've got a little bit more mojo back, and I think they'll have a little bit too much for Brentford. Brentford in a hangover period, have just been beat there in their FA Cup at home. Straight back at home for the fans. The fans will not be up for it as much as they would normally be. City will just have too much for them. I'm going to go 3-1 City. Chelsea are at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
2-1 to Chelsea. I think it'll probably be a draw. I'm going to go on ones each. Chelsea obviously got the win at the weekend. Prior to that, they've been a little bit poor. And Bournemouth are winning, aren't they? They're grinding results.
Aye.
So I'm going to go on 1-1 draw. West Ham against Fulham. Potter's first real job, isn't it? Like, game.
Aye. West Ham was 1 to Fulham. I'm going to go 2-1 to West Ham. I'm going to say he's going to get his first win.
I would like that to happen, but I just think Fulham will win. I think Fulham will win 2-1. They've also been pretty good. So I'm going to go the opposite way. This is a big game. Nottingham Forest at home to Liverpool. How do you see that?
Them guys that won the train, we were one of the 2 Forest fans last night. And they fancied their chances against Liverpool, didn't they? They really did.
I didn't realise how much they hated Liverpool.
I did. I cannot see anything but a Liverpool win. I'd love that to be an upset, but I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm not. I'm going to go on a score draw. Maybe it's a 2-2. Liverpool's on a bad run. I mean, they played Accrington and beat them, but apart from that, they got beat off Spurs and then they drew with us in a game that they should have lost. So I'm going to go for a draw, but a win would take them within 3 points of Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool's got to play Everton in that game in hand, but I would just like to see them win. I would really like to see them win. But I don't think they will. I think they'll get a draw. Like I was just saying there, they hated Liverpool. You could see in their face when they were talking about it last night how much they hated them. And that David Cooper said was from their village. And you can understand why he said what he said now, if that's how they feel about Liverpool. He's just been out on the Raz and just one of the lads, isn't he? And it was his boyfriend who shared it, wasn't it? Because they fell out. So then because he's gay. And then the boyfriend is asked for money, otherwise he was going to release it. And he's telling them no, so that's why he's released it. But I didn't realize the rivalry was as bad as it was. So hopefully the Forest fans will definitely be up for it. 100%. It's a good Gunther at the best of times, isn't it?
It is, they've got to be up for it.
So I'm hoping that's the one that's on Sky, is it? Yes, it's on TNT Sports. So I'll be watching that. Keeping a close eye on that one. Lass is gonna love me this week. There's matches on every single night of the week. First up on Wednesday, you've got Everton against Aston Villa. How do you see that going, Gary?
Moisey's first game. I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. I
I
probably think it draws wheel, to be fair. Like maybe it's a 2-2. I'll go differently. I'll say a 2-2. Leicester are at home to Crystal Palace. Leicester need to be winning them games, don't they?
They do, and I'm going to say that they will. I'm going to give them a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I like OU. I was going to say a 1-1 or 2-1, but I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester. Not that we need them to be grinding up any kind of form like on the run up the Newcastle
or the catcher.
Newcastle are at home to Wolves. How do you see that going? Obviously, they're not on the telly because they're not the biggest team playing that night. Newcastle against Wolves.
I'm going to say a Newcastle win. I think it'll be 2-0.
Callan saying Hooters will be bouncing down in Nottingham. There's your Amanda on saying evening, lads. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening.
We didn't even know you were on. Way, it's been all hour. Jesus, we've had adverts on Sky and everything. I'm gonna go for a boring 0-0 draw with a tune. Like I can't see goals in it. I think Wolves will keep them out, and obviously Newcastle didn't score many. So, but Billy Noble reckons it's gonna be 3-0 to Newcastle. Nice to see you on, Billy. Thanks for coming on. Amanda, they're on every night after Man United win. Liam Christmas saying 3-0 to the tune, which I'm surprised at. Liam with his wife there on his profile picture. Some boy, is he, Crispy? Yeah. The big game on Wednesday, which gets the TV rights, is Arsenal at home to Tottenham, the North London derby. How do you see that going?
Yeah, Arsenal's struggling really, aren't they? I mean, that Arsenal fan that was on the train with us last night, I mean, he wasn't very optimistic about this game. And I'm going to go a Tottenham win here. I'm going to say a 2-1 to Tottenham.
You know what it is? I think Tottenham will beat them. Like, I just by what? Will it be 1-0? Will it be 3-1? Arsenal just doesn't look like they can score a goal. You know, I know they score, of a set piece, and they're always dangerous for them. But it's Jesus is new injured. Like Odegaard took a knock. Will he play? They've got nice Saka. They're gonna have to rely on Raheem Sterling, who's absolutely dog shit. I am gonna go for what?
They've practically just been knocked out of 2 cups. They're not in a good place, Arsenal. Like.
No.
Arteta, when you watch his interviews and stuff, he looks like he's on the brink of just toiling the towel in him. He is. He doesn't handle it well, like, does he, at all? He just kind of handle it.
He's but for me though, he's been dealt a bad card. I didn't like him. I hate him, and I didn't make any excuse. I didn't hide it that I didn't like this man. But in reality, last season he got them up to second place. Contending for the Premier League, and it was like everybody could see playing day that they needed a striker and they didn't get a striker, right? Mm-hmm. So then you got back into the Premier League season, but now you're on the same team, but not the striker that you absolutely needed. How are you supposed to contend? The only way out for Arteta in Arsenal, because Arteta will be the next manager to get sacked. He will take the hit for this 100%. But in reality, he had them playing football and he had them contending for the Premier League, and they needed a striker. So then they need a Premier League proven striker. The only Premier League proven striker at the minute that's scoring goals is Alexander Isak, right? He will score goals. He's the only one that they could potentially get. But Newcastle's sitting on an absolute ace card. They didn't need to sell him. They didn't want to sell him, but Arsenal really need him. So Newcastle's went with it's 150 million. And like, for me, if you're going to pay 100 million for Declan Rice, you should snap his hands off, Newcastle's hands off, because they could say 300 million and you should pay it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because you need him. If you put Isak into that team with Saka and Odegaard and Rice and, like Martinelli and, like They are scoring goals and they are winning games. It's as simple as that. There's no two ways about it. They need Alexander Isak.
Yeah, you're right, but there was also other players out there as well. I mean, you got Ivan Toney, who went off to Saudi and that. Had Arsenal come in for him, who was a proven goal scorer of the Premier League, he was scoring goals, and the way the football's gone for them with a set piece coaches and that. Ivan Toney's a big bloke. He would have suited that system, doing to the T the way that they've played this season. I think if they had went in for Ivan Toney in the summer, he wouldn't have went to Saudi. He would have went to Arsenal. I honestly believe that.
Aye.
But they did need someone, and they didn't get one. And I think everyone apart from the Arsenal board thought they were going to buy one, and they didn't. But didn't Edu? Did he not leave? I think he was head of transfers and that. So it looks like it's something like above the manager and these guys, someone's making bigger decisions up above, but it's cost them massively.
It's going to end up costing his job if he gets beaten at North London Derby this weekend. Let's just have a quick look here. Arsenal. So they've got Tottenham now, and then they've got Aston Villa at home at the weekend, and then the Champions League kicks back in.
The thing is, you've got them sitting there, haven't you, on 40 points, level with Forest, right? Played the same games. Their title race isn't over because them two play each other. Them two play each other tomorrow night, right? If they get on, they get a striker new, someone that's going to be available, like an Osman or I don't know, that's Sesko, so someone in Europe. If they get on and get a one, break the bank and get someone now, their title race isn't over. It's only 6 points. We've seen teams claw back bigger gaps than that. So, but they needed it. We've seen it. We've seen it all.
Oh, we've seen it, Gary. Billy Noble reckons it'll be 2-0. Amanda thinks it'll be 2-1. Martin Gallen thinks it'll be now teach. He says they're still in the cup. It's only half time. And I think they are. Billy Noble saying 250 million for Isak. You know what it is?
They can ask what the one's coming
soon, isn't it? It's coming soon. But I'm going to go on 3-1 to Spurs. I think Arsenal are struggling. Very similar scenario to Man City when they lost a few of their decent players. They struggled. And it just goes to show you how one or two players can run a whole team really and keep them up. So I cannot see you getting any better this week. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Because obviously City, I think they're in talks to sign this Marmadush or some kid from Germany or something. He's obviously an out-and-out winger. So what do you see that happening for the likes of Jack Grealish or whatever? Because, I mean, he's already a bit part player for them, isn't he? He gets he doesn't get much game time. So you've got Savinho that plays on the right now. Obviously, Foden and Bernardo Silva switch between the wing positions as well. And then if you've got another winger coming in, where does that leave Jack Grealish? He's got to be surely looking new, hasn't he? And thinking,
he's leaving.
Shit. He's got
to leaving anyway, regardless, isn't he? He's not. It hasn't
happened, does it?
It hasn't happened. He's got a couple of Premier League titles there, but he has to leave new for his own sanity. He's still a decent player. There's still a good player in there, but I think he's just lost the love for City as well. You can see it when he plays. He's not interested.
He doesn't get enough game time, does he? So he doesn't probably feel appreciated either, does he? So it works.
McAtee coming through, mate. Have you seen that McAtee on?
Unbelievable.
We watched him last year and we said, "Who's that?"
Sheffield United. He was excellent.
Honestly, he was unbelievable. So you've got some good players. They've got some canny players coming through, and that's what they need because they're aging new. City, they're aging. So, and obviously, when they drop down to the conference, they'll lose everybody, won't they? So they've got to bring these youngins through. Move on to Thursday quickly. Ipswich against Brighton. How do you see that, Gan?
I'm going to say a Brighton win, hopefully. Keep Ipswich off what tails. 2-0 Brighton.
I'm going to go on 2-1 Ipswich. They're just on a little bit of a run, aren't they? And then finishing off with the one and only United. Again, the big teams getting the TV deals. Manchester United are live on TNT Sports, 8 o'clock on Thursday night when the host Southampton. How do you see that going, Gary?
I'm going to say a 3-0 home win.
Yeah, I'm going to go on 2 now. Nice, easy night, I think. Hopefully. Man, I thought Grealish might have went back to Villa, but they've just signed Malin, so that's not going to happen. I didn't think he would go back there. Like, I think he'd probably gone abroad me. Spain or Italy or somewhere like that. Good player, all the same, like, but he's just, I don't know, maybe his day in the Premier League's done, Gullen. Liam Christ thinks it'll be 1-0 Ipswich. Damien thinks it'll be 2-1 to Brighton. Crispy saying 3-0 United. Damien reckons it'll be 3-1 United. And Martin Gallen thinks it'll be 2-1 to Southampton.
He's too unpredictable, isn't
he? Right, let's fast forward to Saturday when the next round, week 22 of the Premier League kicks off. And it kicks off at St. James's Park. Obviously, because they're playing Bournemouth, they're being put on the telly. 12:30 kickoff. How do you see that, Gan?
I'm going to say 1-1 draw. Bournemouth's having a decent season. They're a good side. He's got them playing well, so I'm going to say a draw.
I'm going to go on 2-1 to Bournemouth, I think. So it's Crispy. Crispy's gone 3-1. He's put the cherries there, but he's put it the wrong way around, so I'm guessing he's saying 3-1 to Bournemouth. Billy Noble reckons it'll be 4-1. Amanda reckons it'll be 3-1 to the Toon. And Damien's just saying how are Bournemouth. Let's hope this is the start. Because honestly, I can't put up with Peter Tate much longer on that group. Like, Brentford at home to Liverpool.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna get 2-1 Brentford.
2-1 Brentford.
Oh
yeah.
Aye, king in the armour.
Aye. Well, I hope you're right. I can't say it though. I think it'll be 3-1 to Liverpool. Me. Aye. Mark Atkinson's gone for 4 out to Bournemouth. Liam Christop's gone for 2 out to the Scousers. 3-1 to the Real Reds, says Billy Noble. Martin Gallen, Toon, 5 out. I'm with Gaza. Nah. He lost us. I'm gonna go Liverpool. You're going Brentford though.
All right. I think that's what he means. He's getting the same as me.
Oh, what did he say?
2-1 to Brentford. If that's the game he was on about, or he was on about the score draw for Newcastle.
I forgot that you put Gaza B in here. Gaza.
That's what he's saying now.
Gaza, I was thinking, I'm looking for a fishing run, 4 cans of beer. Leicester against Fulham.
Woody.
Wrong word. Leicester against Fulham. Shut your curtains to that one, wouldn't you, Gary? Really?
I think I'm going to say 1-1.
What? 1-1?
1-1.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go for Leicester. I think Leicester will have it. They'll win 2-1. If it comes true, what you've said through the week and the win through the week, and they have a bit of that momentum. They're at home again. Fulham at home. I'm going to go for 2-1. Nobody in the comments has gone for Leicester. They're all going for Fulham. 2-1, says Billy Noble. Liam Crisp says 2-0. Oh, and Damien's just come in 2-1 Leicester. So there you go. Equal playing field. West Ham against Crystal Palace. Jesus.
London derby, yeah. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. I'm going to mirror you.
Yep.
I'm going to mirror you. I think he'll not win like through the week. But I think he'll get that win. It's a derby. He needs it. He would have had at least a week or 2
derbies for him, not really, isn't it?
Training.
He's got Fulham and then Palace.
finishing off on Saturday night, we've got Arsenal against Aston Villa. How do you see that, Dan?
Another tough game for Arsenal, isn't it? They're coming thick and fast. These not getting much of a respite. I'm going to go. I think Villa will have too much for them. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa.
3-1 Villa. Some more coming in here. Actually, Liam Chris 1-1. This is for the last one, and Palace 1-0. Billy Noble's gone ones each with the Villa. And hopefully 5-0 Villa, says Ross Barker. I think Villa will beat them. Like, I'm going to go 2-1 to the Villa. Moving on to Sunday, mate. Everton against Tottenham.
Everton against Tottenham. Difficult game, like, for Moisey, that, isn't it? I'm going to go Spurs 2.
Concede goals.
Spurs 2-1.
I'm going to go the opposite way, mate. I think Moisey will get his first win. It'll be 2-1 Everton. 2-1 or 2-2. Whatever now. Damien says it would be 2-0 Spurs. Billy Noble is going for ones each in the Everton and Tottenham game. This is a little bit behind because obviously we gone out and then I think it's about 20 seconds behind. So it takes 20 seconds to catch up. Nottingham Forest are playing Southampton.
I can't say anything other than a Forest win here. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1, aye. Yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0. I just think they'll have too much for them. Hopefully, keep themselves in the title race because without you want them to be challenging, don't you? It would be great if Nottingham Forest won it. Like, absolutely fantastic. Billy Noble thinks it'll be 3-1 to Forest. Damien reckons it'll be 3-0 to Forest. So everybody's favouring Forest, I think. Ipswich are at home to Man City.
I'm gonna go 3-0 City.
3-0 City. It's hard to say otherwise, isn't it?
Aye, it really is.
It is. I'm gonna go 3-1 to City. I just think they've got that mojo back. I've put Haaland back into my dream team and that, like I don't know.
If you've got the thing is with City, if you've got a fit De Bruyne, then it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. And I think he is starting to get back to some sort of fitness, isn't he? He's had long time out, but if he's playing, he makes everything tick, and that changes everything for City, especially with not having Rodri there, doesn't
it? Billy Noble reckons it'll be 3-1 to City. Damien saying Ipswich 4-0. Jokes 2-1 City. And then to the main United, the only United, Manchester United against Brighton. Brighton haven't been doing our well lately,
They haven't. We always struggle against these for some reason. We always struggle against them. But I'm going to say we're going to turn the corner and beat them 2-1.
I'm going to go 4-0. I think we're going to absolutely. Honestly, I think we're going to. Let's have a look at Brighton's results. I mean, they beat Norwich 4-0, but before that, they've drew ones each, drew twos each, drew notes each, drew ones each, lost 3-1, drew twos each, lost 3-1, drew ones each. And them teams that they've drew against are Southampton, Fulham, Leicester, Palace, West Ham, Brentford, Villa, and Arsenal. So they haven't really had a good, you know what I mean? They haven't had hard teams to play really. They're struggling. They'll come to Old Trafford and win 5-0. They'll not. They would have last season. They'll not this season. We'll hammer them. 4-0, guaranteed. 27-0, says Billy Noble. United 3-1. Damien says 2-1 United. There they are, back by popular demand, I guess, lads. He thinks we only come on when we win. Didn't do it.
No,
They forget it was Christmas and New Year. We had any access to computers. We'll both away. We are on regardless. We came on after Liverpool trounced for 7-0. You remember?
Aye.
One. Stop there bullshitting, Dave. Billy Noble, 2-2, really. Brighton 2020. Go on, Dave, lad. Get in. And it comes to an end on Monday night, the Premier League's second batch of fixtures this week, when Chelsea host Wolves. How do you see that going, Gary, lad?
I'm going to go Chelsea win 2-1.
2-1 to Chelsea?
Yep.
I think it'll be a draw. I'm going to go on ones each, mate. I'm going to go on ones each. I think Chelsea's lost their way a little bit, haven't they? Like, of late. I don't think like that. Because they were at a point 6 weeks ago where you were thinking these are going to challenge for the league, these. And then it's just kind of just dropped off, hasn't it? But Billy Noble reckons they'll be too strong for them. Like, he's gone 3 now to Chelsea. So does Crispy. Crispy reckons it'll be 2 now. Damien reckons it'll be 1-1. Same as me. Good man. And none of us have come through. Just want to quickly have a look at any transfer news come through.
I'm just looking at something there, Melly. Just looking at something there that's come up. On Sky Sports News, it's saying the Premier League will issue disciplinary charges tomorrow against any of the clubs who have broken financial rules for the 2021 to 2024 reporting period. So what they're saying is people in the comments here, is that obviously like the City, Forest, Leicester and Everton that got them deductions and stuff, or they've had them hanging over them, and they'll be sweating with this news coming out, so I'll be hit with further disciplinary charges, whether it's points or financial, I'm not sure, but that's just coming out on Sky tonight.
Wow. That could be massive, that, you know.
I know.
That could actually win the Champions League.
Didn't wind them up, man.
Race.
Right.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if them won out? You see how bad that group is. I met a mad comment yesterday, like, and said, you know, out of the 4 that's left, I probably want Newcastle to win. He went, are you mad? You know how unbearable that will be. And do you know what it is, Gary? I totally retract my comment. I never, ever want them to win out as long as I'm alive. I couldn't put up with that crack. It's mental, innit? They've won 8 games, and the thing that they're like, I've never known. Like, you've just got to remind them that 8 weeks ago they were all crying for Eddie out. You're thinking, how man, stop being so fickle. Jesus. Newcastle rules, says Billy Noble. Man, you will be sweating 100%, not actually a joke. Nah, you forget we make a lot of money, man, don't we? We're fine. And if it come to that, the government would just give us another COVID grant. We'll never get done, us. Damien says, Acalo Ganasio, or however you spell his name, is looking likely to United for a loan deal. Garnacio.
Aye, so he's the centre-half Portuguese kid, and he's from Sporting. But I know there'll be rumours flying around, obviously. But he did say that he wouldn't be at Sporting, didn't he? Like, especially in the middle of the season. So, and I believe him enough. So
let's have a look at some transfer news quickly before we leave you all. I'll just make sure that that's up. So this isn't like, you know, you cannot say it's 100%, but they're a pretty good source, these, like. Kyle Walker held a leaving party for his girlfriends this weekend, with his Manchester City career coming to an end. There you go, Kyle. I don't want to read that. Have you seen this?
You are young, guys, to don't be here, waste your time. Okay. You want to live your life doing this? Or honestly? You want to do the rest of your life doing this?
No.
I used to be a chef. So, don't continue to do it. Prepare better. Prepare better. This for the whole people, for you. Live your dreams. What are you dreaming? What are you dreaming, my friend? Just practice, practice. Don't come again. I want to tell you again. I know your face. Go to the for yourself, guys. You are age. You are young.
Basically, tell them the same people there every night, getting them to sign memorabilia, and he's saying, like, well, you know, like, surely you've got better things to do. You will get sick of that when you know that they're just like trying
You
to make
will.
money with it.
Exactly.
Manchester United have added Nina Dorgeles to their list of targets. The RB Salzburg winner is monitored, and initial talks have taken place. PSG want to move for Lucas Chevalier this summer. Wayne Hennessy returns to Nottingham Forest on a contract until the end of the season. 37-year-old. Man City's held further talks with Frankfurt over Omar Marmoush, 70 million plus bonuses. Araujo's potential move to Juventus has been temporarily blocked. AC Milan are prioritizing the deal to sign Marcus Rashford over Kyle Walker this month. Do you think Rashford leaves, Gary?
Well, the fact that Romano the night is saying what you said before there about this young'un from RB Salzburg. So he doesn't normally tweet unless there's like something in it. So it looks like they are trying to bring like a replacement in. So he must be looking again somewhere. But I like the kind of profile of the player that they're mentioning, like young lads. Didn't know too much about them, and hopefully got like a good future. So I do like it, rather than wasting 70 or 80 million on people like that has-beens. Or I'm pleased that we are looking for like young'uns like.
I'm actually having to put a filter in here to see if NUFC is actually chasing anybody, but I don't think they are. No. Anyway, sorry I can't bring you any news for Newcastle. Dubravka stays. They reckon they were singing Dubravka's name last night. We hope you stay, Martin Dubravka. We hope you stay. I tell you what, they're shitting themselves for, Gary. It's because they can see this getting themselves to the final. Him leaving, Pope potentially getting injured or suspended again, and being in exactly the same position as they were last year. That's what well, that's my opinion on it.
Gallant's saying they don't need anyone. Gallant's saying we don't need anyone.
Don't need anyone. If only, yeah. If only. You did 8 weeks ago. Speak to people with a decent IQ level, man. For fuck's sake, Eddie out fans need booted. Well, yeah, I'll put you in touch with him here. This is one of them. Look, this is Martin Gallen. And this is the other one here. Dave Armstrong. And the mates on the group chat. They all wanted Eddie out 8 weeks ago. Did you or did you not, lads? Did you just want Eddie out 8 weeks ago? Yes or no? And are you man you in now? Dave Armstrong, Eddie, how in now? Dave Armstrong says we have to keep our cards close to our chest, mate. Because likes of Man U try to join in for them. Mate, we're not interested in anybody that wants to join Newcastle, man. Jesus. The last decent player that we got from you was Andy Cole. We've never been interested in anybody since. You've just loaned off us ever since. Here's a good one. Damien saying Napoli want Garnacho. I've heard that they've offered 60 million, but United are wanting over 70 million for him. Would you sell him?
For the right money, I would. If the manager wants to sell him, then you've got to trust what he wants to do. I don't believe that he does want to sell him though. I really don't.
He wants to keep the good young'uns, doesn't he? Gallen's new defending what he's saying it wasn't Eddie out. It was more Eddie get a plan B. It wasn't. It was definitely Eddie out. It was plan B, but he was saying he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. We want Jose Mourinho. Can you remember that, Gary? Can you remember that?
I remember them not being happy with him. I can't remember what it was. But I think it's because he wasn't making substitutions and stuff, was he? He was just constantly playing the same thing, and they were saying like he needs to switch it up a bit. But they weren't happy with him, that's for sure.
Definitely not. 60 million, Dave Armstrong says, ha, nearly choked on me tea. This is what happens when you're the biggest club in the world. You've got the biggest club in the world tax. So, you'll get there one day, maybe. Don't worry about it. Quickly, Gary.
One day, lad.
He's retired. Do you believe him?
I think he's just doing that so he can cover the retirement again.
Do you?
But I think him and Joshua will end up fighting against each other for a massive payday, and it's just speculation again. He loves it, man, doesn't he? I think that's how he could personally come out to fight is Joshua, but whether they didn't want to, of course they will though, because they know that it's worth probably £1 billion fight or something.
Oh, it'll be the first £1 billion fight. They've already said that. Damien saying he would like one to get Osman. Is he another bad egg though? Is that why he's being chucked from pillar to post and Napoli don't want him and he's having to play over in Turkey? I don't know. Do we need that? We need a striker.
I think it was because he wanted to leave, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he wanted to leave in the summer, but they wouldn't sanction it or something. So I don't know. I think that kind of held it like a ransom for they wanted more than what the teams were offering. But I suppose everyone's got a price. But if you're willing to then send them out on loan, you may as well just sold them because this summer he's going to be worth less than what he was last summer, surely.
Oh, definitely. Do you think Newcastle, just quickly before we leave, Gary, do you think Newcastle sell Isak if Arsenal gone in with 150 million? And do you think you will in the comments?
150 million. I think if they come in with 150 million, I think he would go. But do I think they will? No.
I think they need to. I honestly think they need to, for their PSR. They'll be able to buy loads of players with that, man. I mean, Billy Noble's saying that and Gallen saying that he'll try to fuck a resale. It just helps Newcastle look massively. If they can get 150 million for him, you've got to snap the hands off. And you know what it is? I think Arsenal need him. I'm losing. Are you on gift gaff, Gary? You went off there.
What's the matter?
Billy Noble saying if Rice is worth 100 million, it would be 200 mil plus. Damien saying easily as he wants Champions League football, same as Bruno G. I think if a decent offer comes in, he can like.
Yeah. I just don't know if like with all this PSR and stuff. I just don't know if teams at this time can bring 150 million to the table. They're probably shit scared in case they get fined or docked or I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It's ruining it, I think.
Haven't spent out really, other apart from Rice. They're obviously generating a lot of money.
Who did the sign in the summer? Did they sign anyone like squad players or?
I don't know. Dave Armstrong there. Told me he was having a dry January. You seen this? Dave? He's not having a dry January coming out with shit like that, is he? Because of FFP, we'll be open to selling a couple of superstars. You need to, You need to get rid of that. Bruno, he should be an actor. I reckon Guy Ritchie's in for him. Arsenal have the money, says Damien. Well, listen, look, that's been an hour and 10 minutes. Been good crack in the comments as usual. We've covered a canny bit. Hopefully this time next week, United are on 2 wins. Newcastle are on 2 losses. And we're closing that little bit of a gap. We can shut them up in the WhatsApp group a bit. No, I'm joking. Honestly, it'll be what will be. But cheers, Gary, for, as always, your input, mate, as well.
No bother at all. Yes,
and that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and comment this. Follow us on TikTok. Please get our subscribers up so we can start going live on there as well. I love that TikTok. Like, it's just so easy, and there's loads of additives you can do. There's loads more than any like Facebook and that. It's pretty decent, to be fair. Couple of last minute comments have come through there. Cheers, lad, says Billy Noble. No bar, Billy, lad. As does Damien. Good night, lads. Much love. See you Wednesday night, Melly, lad. Yes, you will. And I'll see you all next Monday. Cheers, Gary.
See you later. Ta-da.
See you later.